I don't typically do these kind of video reviews for anything, but I thought, well, this is a toy that people aren't going to buy, or they weren't going to have the opportunity to buy. So I thought I'd go ahead and take some time to show off the Final Fantasy Shiva summon. If you've played the game, you're familiar with this. This is Snow's summon from the new Final Fantasy game. It's two sisters, Nyx and Styria, and they're Transformers. They combine into this 22-inch long motorcycle here. This thing's massively detailed, really cool. It's got a lot of interesting features. It's really cool toys, and you know, when I was looking around to purchase one, there wasn't a whole lot of information out there. So for a $200 plus purchase, I thought, well, you know, maybe someone out there could take advantage of this if they were interested in it. This is the Snow figure from the game. Stands about 9 inches tall. Fits on the bike pretty well for a motorcycle that's made up of two women. So go ahead and zoom in here just a bit on some of the detailing. Hope the lighting's good enough. This is the first video that I've done like this. So, getting this guy out of here. Now the bike is basically the two sisters, which if you've played the game you're familiar with, but I'll take them apart here in a minute and let you see them. They cross at the legs in multiple places and tie in. Motorcycle's pretty well supported. You know, it's an expensive toy, and it's Square Enix product, so there's not a whole lot of room to just toss it around, but at any rate, the thing feels solid. To take it apart, you really want to start near the back, and the legs with the exhaust features on them. They have a peg that they attach to, and they just slide out here. So, with those done, the other sister Nyx has 2 points where she connects. One's in a similar fashion up top on the other wheelbase, and again, that's just another pull tab. It's a little tighter than the others. And then there's a metal pin here, which is probably the strongest point, and really locks them in together. So getting these girls apart is pretty easy. All dirty jokes aside, I'll try and keep that out. But once apart, transformation is all in Styria here. The hips adjust down slightly, and then there is a multi-point ratcheting ball joint here that just realigns and brings her back into a humanoid mode. The handlebars fold back and get out of the way there, and her arms really just adjust them back into a normal stance. She has what I believe are the pedals or brakes, and they fold down and act like little pointy arm gauntlets. The bicep guards swivel on them, both for the sake of getting out of the way of articulation and for adjustment in motorcycle mode so that they're not conflicting with anything else. Before I get to Styria, or Nyx over here, these figures absolutely cannot stand by themselves. I'll show you the stands that they come with, which are really cool, but let's go ahead and take care of Nyx over here. Out of the two figures, she is least likely to stand with her little 3-foot high heels, however tall she is. There we go. Now the one thing about Nyx is she comes with this little visor here that comes off and can be replaced with one that allows her to have her face viewable, and that's cool. And a lot of people think that you put the other one on for transformation's sake. That's actually not true. In the game, her face is never shown, even when in robot mode. So actually, just zoom in on that face just a little bit. You can take a look. Stepping back, pop that off because I go for the in-game accuracy rather than just having that more natural look. Again, these figures are bound by their massive head sculpts here. The only real problem, real disappointment I have is that in-game, this particular portion of the summon, she fights by detaching this wheel and throwing it as a bladed gauntlet. That doesn't happen in any capacity for this. The articulation, as mentioned before, is pretty good. Ball and socket joint at the shoulder. Elbows have a simple dual dual joint that has bending at the elbow and excuse me, that is not double, just single. And the wrist turn and bend. The legs have a little more articulation. There's a large ball joint, and they have a fairly good range of movement. The knees are only one jointed here, and there's really no articulation below that. Let's stand Nyx up here. Get a little bit of a look at her. Now, like I said, the cool part are these stands, which are just huge, which are made to entirely support the wheel. So the wheel settles into them, and then the figure can pretty much be posed however you might want to. You get her off dashing here by allowing the weight of the figure to settle in. So pretty cool. Styria in the game, she is the essentially non-fighting figure. She stands around curing you. Really kind of has the more interesting head sculpt. It's the larger wheel, a little more detail in the face, a little more detail on the backside as well with her engine butt, or however you want to call that. Again, she has the little arm gauntlets and same degree of articulation. She might even have a little bit more in the hips, but it's not actually functional in any real way for posing them. I mean, the poses that you can get out of these girls are pretty good, but you know, all things considered, they're going to be weighted down on those stands, and you're going to get a cool statuesque pose and however you like it, but that's about the extent of it. She also has the wicked cool stand, supports her. So here's the two of them. Go ahead and stand Nyx up in an upright position. And just for comparison's sake, we'll bring Snow back. And you can see the size difference. I mean, these are large toys. These are, you know, approaching Unicron's height, and you get a lot for $200. Whether it's worth it kind of depends on how much you were into the game, how you feel about the character designs. I thought they were unique. I said, well, this isn't something we're actually going to see in any other kind of capacity. And collecting transforming toys, I thought this was a pretty cool thing here. So if you're questioning it, I think it's worth it. Expensive though they are, and probably difficult to come by. I know Big Bad Toy Store had sold out at one point, but as far as I know, they had gotten some more back in stock. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to take those by email or wherever else you want to send them to me. Thanks for watching.